Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Laura, for those of you that do not know, and today's video is going to be dedicated to giving sole recommendations to books and series that are similar to Off Campus by Elle Kennedy. And the reason we're doing this is because in my last video I mentioned maybe doing a video like this because I know there is a lot of people who are obsessed with Off Campus and are constantly asking me for recommendations to stuff that's similar. So when I brought it up in my last video saying that I could do a whole video dedicated to the Off Campus series, it was very much a yes from everybody. So that's what today's video is going to be. While planning this video, I was just trying to figure out like what makes Off Campus Off Campus. Why do people love it so much? And there were two categories that I can kind of attribute to what Off Campus is, and that's college romance and sports romance. So I kind of chose those two categories to go off of for the recommendations. So I have half of my list that falls under sports romance and maybe sometimes both, and then another half that falls under college romance. So I'm excited to share with you guys the recommendations. Some of these I've definitely talked about before, some you might have never heard me talk about, so I'm excited to share them all with you. So I'm just gonna get started and share the recommendations for series like Off Campus with you guys starting right now. The first series on my list I've definitely talked about before being similar to Off Campus, and that is the Wait For You series by Lynn. It's literally one of my favorite college romance series of all time, and the first book is extremely comparable to The Deal. The lead female in the book has a lot of similar issues to Hannah in Off Campus, and they go through a lot of similar things. And I also think that Garrett and the main character in Wait For You have a lot of similarities, so I feel like the couple in general is just super similar to Off Campus, and just also the vibe of the book. The writing style is super fun. Each book is also about a different couple, similar to how Off Campus is, and just the overall vibe of the series. I think if I had to give one recommendation only, I would say this series has the most compatibility with Off Campus. They're the most similar and have the most similar themes and just general feeling, and so I highly recommend this series if you've not read it already. I think the first book you guys are going to be obsessed with, especially if you're fans of Off Campus. Next is the Campus Tale series by QB Tyler. I really love this series. It's definitely shorter books, and they're a lot more fast-paced and kind of fun, while as Off Campus I feel like some of the books have a little bit more time to kind of develop the characters. They're a little more serious. These books are just like super fast-paced, super quick, and they often have kind of different themes in each one that kind of keep them fun and interesting. Like one's student teacher, one's like age gap, like there's a bunch of different things in there, so they're kind of more crazy and fun, but they have a very similar vibe. It all follows different girls and their relationships. I feel like Off Campus offers a bit more sustenance in their characters and their themes. However, if you want something with the similar like college-y vibe but something like fun and quick, I really recommend this series. I think you guys will like it. Next series on my list is the Beautiful series by Jamie McGuire. This obviously starts with the first book being Beautiful Disaster, which started off as a standalone and then later developed into a whole series that follows different couples, all brothers of the Maddox family, who is Travis's siblings in the first book. I'm not 100% sure what it is about this that gives me like that off-campus feel, but it's definitely having to do with the fact that it's also a college romance. I do think that the kind of relationship between Travis and Abby really is similar and mirrors a lot of the couples in the Off Campus and Briar U series, and I just really love the relationship, the progression of it. It reads very similarly to that of Off Campus, and I just think it's really fun. I love it. I know it's definitely not for everybody, but I personally think the series is super fun and I enjoy all of the books, including the first one being my favorite, but I think the whole series is really, really great and you should check it out. Next on my list is kind of random because I actually haven't read the whole series, but that is the Fulton U series by Maya Hughes. I've actually only read the third book, but this is like a college romance, and I think it's similar to Off Campus because this book that I did read is so similar to The Dare, which is the final book in Briar U. The lead characters have a lot of similarities, a lot in common, and for that reason it really made me think of Off Campus when I read it, and I really loved it. I need to read the whole series because there's other books and I've only read the third one, but it does have that like college-y feel, like they're roommates a lot of the time and like they're friends, and it's the big friend group and they're all the different romances and all the different books, which is very much like Off Campus. So if you guys like the vibe of just like companion novels about big friend groups, I think you guys will like this one. Moving on to books that are more similar to Off Campus because they're kind of a sports romance. The first on my list is the Ivy Year series by Serena Bowen, which I absolutely love. The first book follows two ex-athletes who are both injured, and they're staying in the dorms, and they're like in a special part of the dorms for people that have disabilities or need accessibility or whatever, and they both have injuries, and they kind of form a friendship, and it goes from there, and it's really, really great, and it's a whole series. I really like the first one, but very similar to the kind of college-y aspect, but they're also sports players. Obviously, hockey being a main theme in Off Campus, and this series really makes me think of them together, so I really like it for that reason, and I think you guys will too. Speaking of Serena Bowen, she actually has a lot of books co-written with Elle Kennedy, who wrote Off Campus, and a lot of them do center around hockey. So they have Him and Us, which is a kind of duology about one couple, and they're both hockey players, and they were friends when they were younger, and they had something happen, but when they're older, they end up working as camp counselors together, and they're roommates, and something happens and there's a bond formed there. But they both play hockey. One of them plays like professionally and one of them doesn't, I don't think. There's no college theme in this book, but the hockey I think is really reminiscent of Off Campus, especially being co-written by Elle Kennedy herself. It makes sense. They also have a spin-off series, which is the Wag series, and there's 2 books in that, and they're about professional hockey players, so those are really, really great. Again, if you're just kind of craving Elle Kennedy's writing and you want that hockey fun vibe, I think you guys will really like these books. I think they're kind of underhyped. Nobody really talks about them. And I think you should, because I honestly love Him and Us like more than Off Campus. I think it's one of my favorites. So definitely check it out. And Wags, they're both really, really good. Another book by Elle and Serena is called Top Secret. And this is just another one I want to reference because it takes place in a college setting. And I think that also has really big Off Campus vibes. Again, just because the writing style is obviously the exact same. But the college feel, they live in a frat house together, the 2 lead guys in the book, and the tension just kind of builds, and it's one of those books where they know each other online and in real life and don't know it's the other person, and it's so, so good. It has a different vibe than Off Campus, but that kind of college similar theme reminds me a lot of the series, and if you like it, you'll definitely like this book, so definitely check that one out too. The last series on my list is the Taking Shots series by Cindy Madsen, and the first book is called Getting Lucky Number 7, and this book is so similar to Off Campus. It's about a girl who confides in her best friend that she needs help in the bedroom. Very, very similar to The Deal, and he's a hockey player. He's kind of like really popular and like gets all the girls, and she's like more toned down, not as out there as him, but he helps her and it goes from there, and that's definitely the vibe of at least The Deal. So if you like that aspect of the book, I think you'll really like this one. Again, I'm biased. I think Off Campus is superior to this series, but it definitely emulates the feeling of this series and has kind of similar themes thrown in there. So for that reason, I definitely think you guys should check it out. Okay, I think those are all of my recommendations for books similar to Off Campus, at least for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely want to do more videos just about college romances in general. Also, I get a lot of recs for high school romances and sports romances or whatever. So if you guys have recommendations, always let me know. Comment them down below. Tell me what you want to see, because I literally listen to what you guys want and I do it. So definitely leave me a comment down below and let me know if you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you've not already. You can also follow me on all of my social medias linked down below. And also, if you're in the mood for a college romance from an amateur, aka me, you can read my Wattpad story down below. Definitely off-campusy vibes, guys. It takes place at a college in Massachusetts. It's about a girl and a boy and their love story, and you guys will like it if you like Off Campus. So just saying, you don't have to read it, but just saying it is similar. Okay. But other than that, thank you guys so, so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and I will see you very, very soon in my next one. Bye.